We start at the Hardy Quartz Academy, where apprentice magicians from all over the world gather. There is a girl explaining about a magical beast to her juniors. They say that her explanation is easy to understand. This girl's name is Aria, a third year in high school. She's a prefect, mentoring first-year students. As we hear a boy say, "This is stupid," and leave, Aria says his name, Jade, as he says, "Shut up or I'll kill you." As she is frustrated, thinking at this rate she'll end up failing to supervise her junior, says to just leave him alone. Saying that guy is a descendant of a Black Mage's family. Black Mages, a clan that long ago used forbidden magic to terrorize people. Even now are considered a symbol of bad luck. But Aria is not about to let him ruin her record. She goes to Jade, asking him to go back to class. She pulls his arm as he says, "You pushy bitch," but she hears him calling her cute. She is shocked for a second, and then he grabs her by the face, saying, "What is she spacing out for?" as she hears him calling her even more cute. He says, "I'll kill you," as she hears him confessing his love to her. She is flabbergasted. She investigates what is happening, hoping this isn't some kind of curse, as she finds. This is mind-reading magic. By touching someone, she can hear what they are thinking about. She finds that mind-reading magic can only be used by some bloodlines, as she remembers her mother telling her when she was younger that some of her family can read minds. As she is worried that this means it will stay like this forever, as she doesn't want to be able to read other people's minds, she goes saying she'll never touch anyone in her life ever again. She falls on Jade. He says, "A flower spirit, I'm gonna snatch you up. Can you be more cringe, my guy?" He then thinks in his mind, telling her to kiss him. As is in the lab, thinking what to do about this situation. She is about to mix the chemicals as Jade comes and throws the chemicals. She yells at him, but she hears him thinking that they used the wrong chemicals and he protected her from an accident. She is in the garden. As he pushes her, she thinks he's just rude. She notices that he stopped a poisonous plant from stinging her. She thinks that maybe he's actually a really kind person. She decides to sit next to him during lunchtime. He asks her, why is she bothering with him? She says after seeing how nice he is, but gets misunderstood even though he helps, "I just couldn't leave you alone." She asks him to tell her about himself. He says why would he tell anything to her, as she asks him why not. He makes an embarrassing face, telling her to shut up. As they are going to return the dishes, the other students are talking about how Aria is hanging out with the Black Mage, saying it's not safe. Aria is in the woods, looking at rocks. Suddenly a magical beast shows up. She casts a spell on it, but nothing happens. It's about to eat her, but then Jade saves her and casts an explosion spell as they get away from the beast. Other students show up asking if everything is okay, that they heard an explosion. As they see Jade, they accuse him of trying to kill Aria. She tells that they are wrong, that he saved her, but they don't believe her, saying that he is deceiving her. There's an explosion. Jade says to shut up already and leaves. Damn, my dude just got accused of murder and just tells everyone to shut up and just leaves. She follows him and asks why he ran away. He says to not get involved with him. She asks why shouldn't she? He says if she gets involved with him, everyone will say bad things about her. He thinks about his early days in the academy, when everyone was avoiding him. She was the only one who actually talked to him. He says everyone loves her. There's no way that he's allowed to be next to someone like her. As she thinks it was all for her, she bursts into tears, saying that he's just too awkward. She says that there's no reason for someone to say bad things about him when he's so kind, saying she will clear all the misunderstandings about him, and taps him as he thinks he's gonna make her his bride. He says, "I don't need your kindness, bitch." The next day, it seems like Jade is absent, but he comes the last minute. Aria happy to see him as he calls her trash, but in his head he says some more cringe shit. They are talking as this other dude, whose name I don't know, says to Jade that he should have never showed his ugly face. This guy's name is Brad, and he's a nice dude. He just doesn't like Jade. Jade leaves the class while Aria tells him to come to the next class, as well as Brad tell her that she should leave him alone. She reads his mind, saying everyone is scared of him and that he has to protect them. We go to a store. Aria says today their assignment is to find adequate magic tools in a magic shop. She thinks this will help them get closer, but they are still not getting along. She sees a pair of rings and explains to them and asks them what they think about it, but they don't care about it. As she buys the rings, saying that she is broke now and that they will never be friends, Jade asks if she's gonna wear the pair of ring by herself, calling her pitiful. She says that she'll return one of them, but Jade stops her, saying that he'll buy it, as he thinks of it as an engagement ring. As they talk, Arya notices that Jade pays a lot of attention to everyone, saying that he's been looking after everyone. He blushes and walks away. They are walking in the streets as Jade gets separated from the others. Everyone notices that Jade is gone. They say he must have snuck out. Arya says she'll go look for him. Suddenly they black out. They wake up in an abandoned building. They have been kidnapped by these people wearing masks, saying that they will hold them for ransom. They are tied up. Arya tells Brad that she will distract them and he should use magic to contact Jade. He agrees. It seems that the kidnappers also wanted to go to the academy, but couldn't get in. She asks them if they wanted to attend the magic academy and compliments their binding magic. They tell her all about their magic as Bard is trying to reach Jade. Jade comes from the window, breaking it, and saves Arya, asking her if she's okay. He easily defeats the kidnappers and threatens to kill them for kidnapping Arya. Everyone is surprised that he saved them, thinking maybe he's not such a bad guy. Brad then thanks him for saving them. Jade ignores him. The other are asking more about his magic, trying to know him. The class is over. Arya thinks she put everyone in danger. Jade says to her that it wasn't her fault and asks if today's trip was just to help him and the others. Jade pats her head and says, "Don't look so sad," as he thinks that Arya works with all her might for others, and that's what he likes about her. Jade leaves, calling her a dumbass, as she has this unknown feeling. Arya is congratulating Brad, telling him his grades got better than last time. Brad holds her hand and says it's all because of her help, but then Jade grabs him and pushes him away from Arya, thinking, "Don't touch my Arya." As she hears this, she backflips out of cringe to get away from him. She is very embarrassed now that she knows how he feels. Brad asks Jade, how are his grades? Arya smugly says he gets 100% on everything. But she checks his report card, she screams. The teacher says there is no mistakes in his grades as he shows them his papers. But Jade say that he didn't write any of that. The teacher says that this could even get him expelled, but if they clear a dungeon of the supplementary class, he could remove it. But the entire class has to participate. Arya agrees to it. Jade says to her to not decide on her own and looks back at the teacher as he nervously tells them, "Good luck." As they go, he gives a grin. Arya is clad in armor outside of the dungeon, telling everyone to let's go inside. As they wander the dungeon also, Arya removed her armor because it was getting in the way. Arya tells Jade to stay close to her no matter what. He is taken by surprise. He tells her to not order him around as he thinks that her cuteness caught him off guard. Arya blushes and pushes him away, shouting that he's too close. He says that she told him to stay close, as she says that was just a joke. As they wander through the dungeon, avoiding traps and fighting monsters, Jade saves her as she is not paying attention. She thanks him as he thinks that it's too dangerous to leave her alone. She thinks that even though she can't understand him, why is it that she can't avert her eyes from him? As they go ahead, they look back and see that Jade is gone. Jade is in a room alone and is about to leave with teleportation magic. A voice says that he can use magic in a barrier. It's the teacher, as he says that he expected nothing less from a descendant of the Black Mage's clan. Jade thought it was his doing. The teacher say that he hates Black Mages, habit of looking down on people, and says that Black Mages really are poison as he attacks Jade. He says that his clan caused horrendous events 500 years ago, and how can they continue to live on carefree? He attacks him again, but there's not a scratch on him. Jade attacks, and the ground blows up and says to him that he can't win against him. Then the teacher blows himself up. Arya and the others show up searching for him. She say that they heard noises. The teacher tells them that Jade is the one who attacked him. Arya thinks it's true that Jade has a foul mouth and gives everyone a death threats for no reason, and his behavior is the worst. But she says that Jade is not someone that would hurt others. Everyone in his class also thinks that too. They say that Jade is actually a really good guy. The teacher runs at Arya to attack her. Jade comes and kicks him in the face, saying that it doesn't matter what he does to him, but if he lays a hand on Arya, he'll kill him. Later, the teacher was arrested and Jade's official grades were returned. Arya say that she's happy that everyone is now friends with him. Jade grabs her hand and thanks her for believing in him. Jade, for the first time, says what he really thinks. Arya laughs and says, "I was just thinking that it's so you, Jade." He pushes her and says, "Die." Arya loses her balance and falls on Jade as she sees an image of her and Jade playing with their kids. Arya runs away, saying that he is skipping too many steps.